Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be reviewing my custom LEGO Transformers Ultra Magnus. Now in today's video, I'll be only focusing on the cab mode, as this in itself is a full review. So here is a teaser for the trailer, and the full video should be coming out tomorrow. So consider this a part 1, as I'll only be doing the white prime mode here today. So here from the side, I actually think it works quite well, and is not very kibbly at all, even if it is slightly hollow at the back. But everything hides away well, considering it is basically a triple changer. And here he is with the G1 figure. Obviously he is slightly bigger, but I still think he looks quite good here. And with a slightly more recent one, here he is with Siege Prime. And these don't actually work too badly. And for another comparison, here he is with a LEGO City truck. And we may as well bring in a minifigure, which I actually think these scale quite well. And he's not too far off minifigure scale. Whilst we're here, we may as well bring in a normal size deluxe class figure, so here he is with JP93. But I'd say that's about it for the vehicle mode, as I'll be covering this more in detail when I do the trailer video. So onto the transformation it is. So the first step is untabbing these red sections from the crotch plate and unfolding the entire side sections. Next, using a couple ball joints there, we can just unfold the arms. Obviously when you repeat this on the other side. So using some ball joints, we can just unfold the arm. Once this is done, we can come to the hip joints, and we can fold down the legs. And just be careful here, as the front bumper does pop off quite easily. Next, we can rotate down the entire trailer hitch section, as we're going to need some clearance for another step. And speaking of clearance, we're going to need to rotate the waist around, but not the whole way. So it should just sit like this. Now, using a ball joint, we can rotate around the front bumper. So it should be pointing up the way like this. And we can also come to the other side and repeat this step. And once this is done, this is how we're going to be able to compress them. So, coming here, we will take those window hinges and just fold them into the side. And once this is done, the next step is going to be rotating up the front bumper. But first, we're going to need to get some clearance. And to do that, we can take the ball joints and rotate around the entire arm section. And once this is done, this should give us the clearance to hinge up these red pieces, and you can also rotate them around, and this is going to form his back. Obviously, we can do this on the other side as well. Once this is done, we can rotate the waist back to its original position. So, unlike most primes, it doesn't actually need to spin all the way around. It just goes back to where it was before. Now we can come to the head. So to rotate up the head, first you're going to have to rotate it only halfway. And now you can rotate it so it's facing towards us, as it is on a jumper plate. And speaking of that jumper plate, you're going to need to rotate that as well, so that the head is centered. And we're going to need to move the shoulder pieces out of the way, just so the head has clearance to fit through. And obviously the next step is just rotating the head through. And we can also compress those shoulder panels back into place. And that is it for the head assembly. Now we can come to the legs. So the first thing we can do is hinge up that trailer hitch piece, as it's going to form the spine. And we can also, using those hinges, just compress it. So there it is for the backpack. So coming to the feet, we can just rotate them down on the ball joints. They should also take the heel down as well. And to finish the feet, we can just rotate the heels, so they are flush with the feet, and this gives them a quite stable base. So now coming to the arms, you can just extend them from the elbow joints. And that white panel you see in front of us will just need to be rotated down to the back. And for the final step of the arm, we can just take that white piece and fold it around, as this does just bulk up his forearm a little bit. And we can also repeat all these steps on the other side, so you need to extend the arm. And then taking that white panel, it should just hinge around to the back. And this actually does give him quite bulky arms. But for the final step, you do need to just take that white piece and rotate it in. And that is it for the transformation. So here the white prime is in his robot mode, and in my opinion, he looks really good here. I will admit the torso is slightly bulky, but he does have a very good amount of articulation, and he's definitely more posable than my standard figure, so the bulkiness doesn't really matter too much. And it doesn't even look that bad. It's also just to help with the combined mode with the trailer, as that is quite a bulky mode anyway. But as you can see, he does have all the articulation you need to pull off some cool poses. And for a white Optimus Prime, I think it works quite well. So we may as well bring in some comparisons, and we might as well bring in the Siege Prime first. So here is the Siege Optimus Prime, and we might as well get him transformed into robot mode, so we can get a fair comparison. And obviously, my Ultra Magnus is definitely bigger. And when he's in the combined mode with the trailer, he's going to be huge. But here he is with a normal deluxe. Obviously, this is the Legacy Leadfoot for comparison. And here he is with the G1 Prime, who he does tower over. But I'd say that's about it for this review. But please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see the powered up form. And if all goes well, the full review should be out tomorrow. But that was it for this White Prime, and I hope you all enjoyed. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more LEGO Transformers.